she's someone I feel like she just gets it, and like it's kind of true allyship, and you can see the fakery to people that are authentic with the support for the community, and she is one that I feel genuinely does. And like obviously she's watching UK Drag Race, like Ariana Grande is watching it.
Hi, this is Jodie Harsh, DJ, icon, and all-round humble human being, and you're watching Tea Time with Attitude Magazine, a weekly show where I delve deep into the lives of the latest eliminated queen from RuPaul's Drag Race UK. And today is the final episode, and we have an absolute national treasure, Bimini Bon Boulash.
Hi babes, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You are the people's princess. Let's go right back to the beginning. What did it feel like when Ru put you in the bottom 2 of episode 1?
Well, I walked in with an intent behind walking in with the big blonde hair and the boobs and the bimbo persona, because I wanted people to judge me on my outward appearance, and then I wanted to prove people wrong. But it almost backfired because I did end up in the bottom 2. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to be remembered as the queen with the tucking tape on show.
Yeah.
But obviously it's like no one goes on that show thinking they're going to be in the bottom 2 the first week. Like it goes through no one's mind. So it threw me off.
Yeah.
But I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove why I deserve to stay.
Yeah. And then it feels like you came back after the lockdown, sort of recharged and like ready to win. And you sort of, like you say, you went from having sellotape tuck to like owning the mother tucking world. So what happened in those months in between when we were back in lockdown?
I went to a few brunches with the Huns, and they gave me the power that I needed to go back.
Yeah.
No, I think you go on the show and like you see it for years watching it, and you have a certain image in your mind of what you think it's going to be like, and it is nothing like that. It's a complete different. I've never done TV before. I've never done anything like that. So it was a kind of new world for me. So I was clinging on those 4 episodes that we did before, after being in the bottom and then having a malfunction on the runway. The second episode, I was just like, not there. I hadn't arrived yet. I was fully like not where I wanted to be. So obviously having that break, it allowed me time to reevaluate.
Yeah.
And I went back like wanting to prove why I deserve to be there.
Totally. They really felt like that. There was also, I mean, obviously a lot of expectation that you were going to end up snatching the crown. How did you really feel about it?
I'm absolutely torn up about it. No.
Because it's also not about winning. And I've said this in the last few episodes. It's being on Drag Race and being in the top 3, or just being in Drag Race at all. Everyone's kind of a winner.
Yeah, and I mean it's a competition, but it doesn't judge you on who's the best drag artist at all. It's literally not about that, because we've seen some amazing people go home early that are absolutely phenomenal talents, and it's not to do with that. But obviously it would have been nice, but I'm so proud of Lawrence. Lawrence fully deserved it. When we first walked in that first episode, my top 3, Lawrence, Astina, and Joe Black, straight away off the bat, they're going to be the top 3. They were who I envisioned there. So Lawrence is a worthy winner.
Was there the smallest bit of disappointment, or were you really did you feel like a winner at the end?
No, I felt like a winner. Like I felt like a winner being there, and also just like the reaction from people has been just out of this world. So I felt like a winner no matter what happened.
Perfect. Have you heard from Ru or Michelle or any of the judges since the finale?
They can't get off the phone. Honestly, they're just zooming me left, right, and center, and it's like, do me head.
I am.
Michelle, we've shared a few DMs, but I've not heard from RuPaul.
Your conversation with Ginny Lemon about being non-binary attracted a lot of love. What message do you have for non-binary people who are sort of struggling with their identity and maybe not living in the most supportive situations?
I think it's all about finding situations that make you feel the best that you can. And that doesn't apply to just non-binary, that applies to everyone. Anyone that's feeling any type of way or not feeling like they fit in. or belonging. You want to be around people that bring you up and uplift you in the best way possible. And for me, like the thing with being non-binary and like coming out and speaking about that, it's something that when I first moved to London, and I was actually going to your parties, and I was seeing like all this freedom of gender expression where gender wasn't an issue, like it didn't matter. I kind of felt that anyway, like gender, like labels weren't a thing, labels didn't exist. So these conversations are really great because they're important to kind of progress forward so people have more of an understanding. But I think what I would say is that there is no destination and there's also no path you have to follow. The only thing you need to do is be kind to yourself, be kind to everyone else. If you're not harming anyone, do and be what you want. That's the only thing you can do.
Is there anything on the show that ended up on the cutting room floor that you would have liked us to see?
Yeah.
You winning on the final episode.
yeah, that one. They pressed play on the wrong one.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of like the stand-up set, for example, actually, to be honest, they probably did us all a duty there because we had to do 5 minutes and they only showed about 2 minutes of our stand-up set. And actually watching it back, it was hard to watch because of how awkward it was because there was no audience. So in my head, I was kind of like, I wish I'd seen more of what I'd written, but then it didn't get shown. And also with Snatch Game, we do a lot more rounds than that. And I wish that they had shown a lot more of my pricey jokes.
Oh yeah, but we were well fed with the pricey. Oh my God, that was my favourite Snatch Game ever, to be honest.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I promise you, it was so genius. Yeah.
Well, I obviously got in there like never underestimate pricey, but they didn't add that. Like I had to have that. That's her like iconic quote, but they didn't use any of that. And I had a joke about getting a job and retraining in cyber. I was like, I used to be the UK's best glamour model until I retrained and got a job in cyber.
They need to do like a special episode where they just show the entire Snatch Games.
I would love that.
That would be really good. Let's pitch that to them.
Because some of the people looked better than they were.
Right. One thing that I loved about you, and I think everyone loved about you, is just how open you were about things. And I know you've shared about substance abuse in the past, right? Yeah, we
didn't go too in depth for that, but I think I'm not the first queer person. I'm not going to be the last that got lost in the hedonism of London. And like, it's a thing that happens. It's very, like a lot of queer people have baggage. We've been through it. We've been through things, and you come to London, you meet people, you get caught up in the fun, and it's like it happens to a lot of people. So yeah, it happened to me, and it was quite a dark time. But I'm in a better place now. I'm thriving, and I'm happy. And if I can get here, anyone can.
Yeah, I think there's always a danger for young people sort of first discovering the gay scene to get involved in negative situations or whatever.
Well, especially when you come from smaller places where there is not that, and you're meeting so many people, new people, and it's fun, and it's new, and it's fresh, and you just say like, you just get into it.
What do you wish you'd known then that you know now?
I was always quite confident, and then I lost a lot of that, I think, through a lot of the things that I did, a lot of the substance abuse. I kind of dimmed my shine. But I think I would say, don't listen to the opinions of other people and just go for your goals and you'll get there. Like, you need to believe in yourself. That's the most powerful thing.
Yeah. Did I see the other day that you've got a vegan burger named after you?
I did. The Bimini Bon Burger. And it's actually...
amazing. You got one there?
Raising money for Not a Phase, which is to support trans youth.
I know the charity work. It's amazing. That's awesome. I might order one tonight for my dinner, actually.
Yeah, they've been doing really well, which has been amazing, and all proceeds go to Not a Phase, which is phenomenal.
Amazing foundation that you guys have got to check out. So is the future of drag in the food industry? Because I feel like that's sort of like new territory for the gals.
Well, I think Paris Hilton monetized anything and put her face there, so I think drag can do that.
Totally.
I've got my book coming out.
Yeah.
I'll have a perfume range by the end of the year.
Oh, please. I want to smell like Bimini Bon Boulash. I need that.
Delusion and sweat.
Yes. And apparently some pop star called Ariana Grande just followed you. I had to Google her, but I was like, oh, yeah. Have you exchanged any messages with her yet?
We've had a little message.
Oh, yeah. No, that's amazing.
She's so lovely. Do you know, right? Like, she's someone I feel like she just gets it, and like it's kind of true allyship, and you can see the fakery to people that are authentic with the support for the community. And she is one that I feel genuinely does. And like, obviously she's watching UK Drag Race, like Ariana Grande's watching it. So that's, yeah, it's great. Me and Tia, she follow.
Have you attracted any other sort of unlikely celebrity fans?
Lily Allen tweeted me and we followed each other. Yeah. Cara Delevingne.
Amazing.
And Kathy Burke was my like mind-blowing.
Okay. That's gagged me. You've got Kathy Burke following you. That's major.
We've spoken quite a few times. Kathy's so lovely. Kathy like messages me quite regularly, like very supportive. Just she's another one that just gets it. Like she's someone that I've always watched growing up, and it blew my mind when she messaged me. She actually changed her Twitter to Kathy Bimini Bon Boulash.
Oh! Now, in just a few weeks, you've walked runways at fashion shows, you've shot with British Vogue, you've announced a book, now you're on the Attitude magazine cover. Have you even had a chance to like catch a breath? Because it is just...
When you say all of that, it sounds quite good.
It's amazing. It's so major watching all this like explode for you. But are you knackered?
Knackered, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm very much of the mindset of like, what's meant for you won't pass you by. So these opportunities are coming in, I'll take them, I'll work, I'll hustle. I prefer to be busy, and I'm just very grateful because it's not often that these doors open up.
Yeah. How does it feel to be famous? Because you are famous.
Well, I can't take my dog out without getting a picture taken.
Oh, those damn paparazzi hiding in the bushes waiting for Bimini.
It's a nightmare. People coming up to me at 7 a.m. saying, "Can I have a selfie?" And I've not even brushed my teeth.
I want to see like a Nigella style vegan cooking show or something.
I mean, that should be happening, I'm sure.
It should be happening, yeah.
Out to the universe.
And also drag's roots are very much in activism, and you're very vocal on social media about political issues and about social issues. What causes are you really passionate about right now? Like, what are you really sort of behind? What's the message at the moment?
Well, I think right now in the media and over the past few years, we've seen a lot of kind of attacks on trans people, and there's been attack on kind of non-binary, and I think these conversations are important to move forward for our community, and I think we need to stand up together and support those that are less, like I'm part of the community would be non-binary, but I know that I have a platform and I know that I'm able to speak to people, and I think I'm lucky in that sense that I'm not, I don't know, it's a tricky conversation, but I think we need to stand up for the people whose voices are being less heard or are being vilified. And I think in the media, trans people have always had a sort of level of vilification, whether it was more kind of trying to shame them or like bringing up that they were like shaming them and like bringing them up. But now it's in a smarter way. It's more tactical, it's different, it's more attacking characters. And I think, we just need to speak up to those voices that we can. I think that's very important.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and a real pleasure watching you on Drag Race, and of course a pleasure knowing you as well.
Thanks, babes. I'll speak to you soon.
Definitely. See you later.
Also, everyone, I've got music coming out, so watch out for that.
Thanks for watching Tea Time with Attitude magazine, brought to you by Tammy. Be sure to watch all our amazing past episodes. We've got every single eliminated queen and the winner from RuPaul's Drag Race UK in there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Attitude's YouTube, and we'll see you very soon.